Bitcoin is right now approaching all-time highs. It's absolutely insane. I will show you what I'm looking for right now and if you should still open a trade for Bitcoin or not. Potential long, of course. And we're also going to talk about how overheated is the market and a potential Ethereum trade. If you want to know what's going on right now, then you should definitely stick around. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let me show you what's actually happening here. So I want to start off with the chart that I've just shown you guys, where I said when Bitcoin puts in here a monthly close on that William R ratio indicator and is in overbought conditions, we see Bitcoin going normally parabolic. And that's exactly what we are experiencing right now. So this year is, of course, lagging a little bit behind price-wise because the BLX index charts. But if we go here to this weekly chart here, so this is Bitstamp. On futures, we're a little bit higher. And here on Bitstamp, on the weekly chart, we broke through that resistance area that I was speaking yesterday about. Remember, I told you guys, if we close the weekly candle within that area, most likely next week we're going up. So, I mean, this week by that, and this is exactly what we are seeing right now. And if we would close here this week's candle around the level where we are right now, then next week, in the worst case next week, we would get a new all-time high. But I believe this can actually happen today. Why do I believe that could happen today? Because there's only one big wick left to balance out the whole Bitcoin chart. And we are so close to actually do that. And Bitcoin was scratching on futures almost at $66,000 already. And there is basically no big resistance anymore above us. I will show you also later here in the video where the resistances in the order book is right now sitting. But you have that to take with a grain of salt. But I still want to show it to you guys. Here, like I said, what I expect is potential all-time high by today. But the problem with that is everybody thinks after the all-time high, when we are breaking it and making a new one, then we just continue go upwards. There is a high probability that once we are making this all-time high, that we see first a really, really crazy liquidation candle to the downside. And from there, we'll start creeping up again. How fast do we come back then to the levels where we are right now? I don't know. How low can we potentially drop? That is something that I can talk about. So here, the first, for me, logical level would be here, the 0.786, $57,559. And if this is not holding, I believe we should look at the golden ratio, at least with a wick. You know, I'm not saying that we have to stay there, but we could wick down there and do something like this then. So that would bring us back down to potentially 48,547 and 50,263. So I want to make clear here, guys, I'm not bearish at all, but you cannot ignore that this is unprecedented that we pre-halving go into an all-time high. And you have to understand the psychology of the retail market. The retail market will come in when the all-time high is there. And what better way to take their money by immediately liquidating them? Think about that for a second. So I believe when we get here the all-time high, we're going to see a quick flush to the downside and then come back up. You know, so the question is, how steep will be the flush? Do we get here, support it, and go back up? Or have we to go down here and do something like this and come back up? On the shorter time frames, here on the 30 minutes chart, see, we blasted here through this resistance area, which turned then into support. So I just switched that today. Remember, I told you, I think 2-3 days ago, when we are flipping this into support, Bitcoin is going to send. So I hope you were able to catch the trade. My trade closed already. I had one running, a short-term trade. It closed at 64,000 something. But I was trading on 100x, you know, so that's why that was a really, really fast scalp that I made. I could have kept it open if I would have known that we just keep blasting higher. But yeah, I took the money and it's fine, you know. So, but normally, I'm gonna show you some of the patterns that I showed you the other day. Technically, you should still be I think, in the trades that I've given you guys. And also my long-term trades are, of course, still running. So here on the 30 minutes chart, we are getting an overbought conditions here on the stochastic RSI. The RSI also is slowly coming in overbought conditions. It looks like that Bitcoin for now has found a ceiling at $65,725. The question is, how long will that ceiling remain before we potentially break then into higher levels from here? When it comes to liquidation levels, there is not much left, honestly. You know, so you see here 70,874 is the last level here right now. Of course, it will always be populated with some guys that are trying to short the top. The question is, are they able to knife catch it? You know, so right now everybody gets liquidated every time when somebody tries, and that's why we keep also pumping higher and higher. So here you see also we have that symmetrical triangle or bull pennant. If we treat it as a bull pennant, there's still room to go to the upside, at least to $68,861 here, which is close to the all-time high. So if we would reach that target, we would definitely go into a new all-time high really, really quick. And if we treat this just as a symmetrical triangle, then I think we have reached the target more or less already. Yeah, so we just hit that target. Now, if you were treating this as a symmetrical triangle and you potentially want to risk it, that it runs into a bull pennant target, then set your stop around $64,485. That would put your trade still into 3.38% of a profit if this goes against you. I know it's $1,000 between that price and where the price is right now, but percentage-wise, I think it's not a big difference. So yeah, okay, we're talking about 1.5%. Okay, if you trade with 20x, it's 30% of the profit. It is quite an amount, but it also gives your trade room to potentially go higher. And what you do is, if we are getting here to 66 or 66,500, you raise your stop loss to the target where we are at right now. So you, of course, you cannot raise now your stop loss to the target price, you know, so because then you're out, you know, the trade will be closed in profit. But if we break above this and we go a little bit higher, then you can raise the stop loss to this level here. So just for now, set it to 64,400. And if we break higher to 66,500, raise it to the original target of that symmetrical triangle. And then you can trade this to $68,861 in the potential bull pennant target. But like I said, if we are getting close to it, if I see Bitcoin breaking here 67,500, 67,800, it's highly, highly likely that we go straight into a new all-time high. So then I would, around the old all-time high, at least take some money off the table, half of the capital that's in the trade, you know, take half the profits off and raise your stop loss, or just take everything off the table, you know, because around the prior all-time high, things will start to get crazy. Here on this 4-hourly chart, what I want to show you really quick is that we are moving again away from the EMA ribbon, and I cannot emphasize that enough, guys. Every time when we move away from the ribbon, the price at some point comes back to test the ribbon. So now here, a retest of the ribbon would not be the worst what can happen to us. We would be still over $60,000, which is crazy, but it will happen at some point. Either the EMA ribbon will catch up with the price, or the price will come down to retest the ribbon. So here, for example, in that scenario, you saw the EMA ribbon. So here, that's what I mean. No, let me put it this way. So here in that move, also, the price moved away from the EMA ribbon. The EMA ribbon was catching up. Bitcoin went into consolidation, and then they met here. We got a bounce. Price continued to rally to the upside. So you want either see something like this, or you're going to see a rejection. At some point, the price comes back into the ribbon, tries to find support there, consolidates, goes higher, or goes directly higher, consolidates here, pushes higher. So that is what you are looking out for. If the price action starts to get under the EMA ribbon here, once again, that is a big, big warning sign. So if we drop here at some point under $61,000, I think there might be potentially the short-term top. So I would be not looking for longs along these levels if we are breaking here these these price levels. When we're looking at the funding rates, so I think this will in the first time ever at some point actually turn red. So this is right now orange. I can see this turning red if we are not getting a flush soon across the market. So you see, this is not only for Bitcoin, it's for the whole market that you can leverage, which is still insane. So even if I adjust this, yeah, see if I refresh that, still the same color. So this was normally only maximum yellow, and I think we might see in this cycle this turning for the first time red. When this is resetting, when we get that massive flush at some point and everything starts going green again or even blue, that is where I'm gonna add to my long-term positions, and that will be potentially the last best chance that you will get to to make life-changing money, basically, by buying then whatever you can, and of course the right coins when we getting this open this funding rate flush here. You cannot only look at the funding rate. You only have to you have also to look at the open interest. So the open interest is technically also at an all-time high, but I have found something really, really interesting, and that is when you look at the open interest divided by the market cap of Bitcoin, that we are not at an all-time high yet. And that means that the open interest has still a lot of room to actually grow higher, So we are at an average historical level. So if I would draw here a line, so you would see we are around an average level of 0.025 of that open interest to market cap ratio. So a crazy ratio was here around the end of the year, where we were close to the bottom. So there we had a ratio of 0.036 open interest to market cap. So when we get in these levels, there you want to be careful. So but here 0.025, this can still that can still grow by 1/3. So now when you look at open interest, what it means by 1/3, so we are here at, we are above 11 again, 11.41. So 1/3, let it be around $15 billion, so we would be at around $15 billion before that ratio would potentially be at 0.036. Here the Bitcoin funding rate is again also going a little bit crazy here. We are not yet at the high point that we had last week, but we're getting close to it because Bitcoin is just going crazy right now. We are above $65,000. Hence why every degen tries to long Bitcoin right now, which I wouldn't. At these levels, I would not jump into a long trade, at least not if I would be not scalping it. Scalping, okay. You can risk a little bit, like 1% of your portfolio or something, or even less, for trying to scalp here to the upside, but not a big position here. It just doesn't make sense. Don't forget that also ALVARA is launching today on Uniswap, so that might, I think this might go crazy today, just because Bitcoin is absolutely going crazy. And if we get in between a small flush in Bitcoin, it's highly possible that money also rotates into a launch like that, So and you see then a crazy pump on the Uniswap chart. So that is something that I'm watching closely today. I actually have to go after this video to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym right now. I want to trade and I want to watch the markets, but I have to. I did barely eat today because I was all the time here at the charts, but I really have to go. And then maybe when I have dinner, I gonna oh no, shit. Yeah, you see, guys, I'm an investor in this project. I will get some of my tokens. Maybe I want to sell some of it when I see the launch, but on my laptop I don't have access to the MetaMask wallet that I'm using. So I would need to import a MetaMask wallet to the laptop, which I'm not a huge fan of because I'm travel all the time with the laptop. It's a security, So, but anyway, don't forget the launch is coming up here. You see it here on the Twitter page. They are launching at 2 p.m. UTC today. Right now it is almost 10 UTC, so they're launching in 4 hours. I'm really looking forward to that. They are doing something that not a project has ever done, and also on a new ERC standard here 7621, where you can basically create your own baskets, and on an institutional level, if you want to, for coins that you want to put in something like an ETF, so you can fund manage portfolios with their help, what they are building. So, but all the info, is here on the website. Yeah, like I said, I believe that will do really, really well today. You see here, they have some big following here. Alcon Daily is following them. I think Ivan on Tech is following them. So some big guys are involved in this project. The Bitcoin dominance is, as expected here, completely blowing to the upside again. Remember, I had also mentioned that I would expect something like this. If we get into an all-time high, we might short-lived break through 54.36%. But again, I don't believe that we are breaking here above 55. I believe that we are going to see before a rejection to the downside that could also coincide with a top in Bitcoin after hitting all-time high. We have to see how this is going, but over the next couple of weeks, I definitely expect that we're going down here because the capital rotation will potentially start already this week. And the total market cap is also just blowing everything out of the water. Here's one last resistance level that I'm looking at, and that is around, actually, let me make a zone out of this here again. This is kind of like the last big resistance, 2.41 trillion to 2.528 trillion dollars. So we're really close to a $2.5 trillion market cap in crypto, which we also have not seen for over 3 years. So of course, 3 years ago we were here at $3 trillion. The altcoins were just going absolutely nuts, left, right, and center. So, and we are just about to see something like this here, potentially again. But also here, when Bitcoin makes an all-time high, potentially by today, I believe this here will be a rejection area if Bitcoin is not continue to pump past the old all-time high. If we are getting just, let it be $1,000 higher, let it be $70,000, we're going to hit $70,000 and we're not breaking through that resistance, then I believe also here on the crypto total market cap that we are going to see a small rejection, and then the rotation is actually going to start into Ethereum and all the other coins. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade on BYBIT, you still get $30,000 for using my specific link here. And if you want me to act as a fund manager, then go to Margex. There you find my strategy. It's called AMCrypto exclamation mark, but with 2 exclamation marks. Let me explain why. This platform, I have never seen something like this before. It's a little bit complicated for me to get a grip with it, So after this video is published, I promise you, the strategy will be public and it's with 2 exclamation marks. I will also post it in the Telegram and in the Discord channel. So if you're in either of one of them, you're going to be able to find there the strategy. So I will potentially trade there maybe later tonight, potentially tomorrow at some point, because I'm a little bit cautious right now with what is happening with Bitcoin. I just don't want to be caught on the wrong side of a trade here and rather take it a little bit slow. So, but I promise you, you will find a strategy there. First, I had a problem with finding the Copytrade option. Then right now with the strategy, it's not public, but I have a trade running on it. And because of the trade is running on it, I cannot make it public. So I either have to take a small loss on that, which is bad for the statistics, or create a new strategy. So I'm gonna create another strategy, put money in there, call it AMCrypto 2 exclamation marks, and that will be then actually running. So look out for that. And because also, Ivan, I know that you're watching. I see your messages. I just don't have time to reply. So it's my manager from Margex. But trust me, it will be running tonight. It will be running. I promise. So tonight we're gonna fix everything. So if you just want to trade with me the crazy meme season, then you can go to BingX. That is the platform that I will use for shitcoining. I will not put a lot of money in there, but that's where I'm going to shitcoin a lot. So also check that out with the link here down below. Now let's talk about Ethereum. Also went here to a new yearly high today of $3,549. We are seeing here a retracement right now. Why is that? Is that because of Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin is here also retracing a little bit. And that's why Ethereum is going down. Regardless, we have broken through $3,500, which was a really big psychological resistance for Ethereum. And now there's not standing much in the way for Ethereum. First of all, to go to our initial target here of $3,625 and to potentially also run here in the next coming weeks into a new all-time high. Just remember, Ethereum is always lagging behind Bitcoin. But when the rotation starts, we might see this happening really, really quickly. Because here the all-time high is $4,879, which is from current prices only 38% away. So I want you also to be aware of that. Here we are on the weekly, on the indicators, highly overbought everywhere. You know, so RSI, stochastic RSI, MACD is flying. So it can still stay for quite a while like this, but I'm starting to get really, really cautious here, guys, just that you know. So regardless, if we would go to this bull pennant target here for Ethereum, let us see where this brings us. This brings us all the way up here to $3,936, so really close to $4,000. So would I be getting into a trade here right now? No. So if you missed actually this trade here, the next area, if Bitcoin is retracing a little bit to the downside, then either this area becomes a good long area. So this is from 3,440 to like 3,400. Or if we are breaking the Monday high, $3,537. These are the two levels that you're looking out for a potential new long into the price target here of $3,936. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you're making a lot of money right now, as do I. And I'm going to see you then again tomorrow. And don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.